The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
One man determined to see President Obama kicked out of office before the term comes to a close, despite the fact his argument has been roundly discounted. The numbers prove plenty of Americans are fed up with the current presidential administration and want change. The midterms, of course, will be the first real chance in some time for people to speak at the polls. But even as his presidency winds down, there is a faction that demands the president be kicked out of office over a document, one that has been scrutinized more in recent years than perhaps the Bible itself over the generations. And the fight has been taken up again, despite those who have in their mind proven it's not a fight worth pursuing. Let's welcome to Midpoint former Justice Department prosecutor during the Reagan administration, noted author and founder of Judicial Watch, Larry Klayman, joins us by phone. Larry, thanks so much for being here today.
Good morning, Ed. Thank you.
Larry, you have filed a 20-page deportation petition to the acting director for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, director of Enforcement and Removal Operations at the Department of Homeland Security, and a fraud detection director at the DHS, looking once again at Barack Obama's birth certificate. Tell us again why, because so many people would say, hasn't this already been decided over and over again?
Well, that's right, and most people want to avoid the issue, Ed, because it's a difficult issue for people to accept that our president is there and that he's not telling the truth, that he's not a natural-born citizen, that he's a fraud. You'll have to look at our website. You can see the detail of everything that we've included in that petition at freedomwatchusa.org, freedomwatchusa.org. The bottom line is this: the birth certificate that he came forward with a few years ago is a doctored birth certificate. It doesn't make sense. I'll just give you one example. It lists his race as African American. They didn't use the terms back in 1961. That was invented by Jesse Jackson a decade or so later. And you can tell that it's been photoshopped. But in addition to that, he's made representations and used false Social Security numbers. Representations first that he was a foreign student when he was in Indonesia, to get foreign student aid. And then when it suited him to use a false Social Security number. But you have to look at the evidence. And the evidence is that, in fact, he is an illegal alien, in effect. And he does not have a right to be in this country, and he's defrauded the American people.
Well, let's go ahead and look at some of the evidence here that you claim here. Let's talk about some of the other folks who have looked at the document, who have seen it, and we're seeing a picture of the document here, the Certificate of Live Birth, as was listed from Hawaii. Fact Check and also a number of others say it is a real and three-dimensional document, resides at the Obama headquarters in Chicago. It does have a raised seal. It is stamped on the back by the Hawaiian State Registrar. It has all the elements the State Department requires for proving citizenship to obtain a U.S. passport, and even those who say that it was photoshopped or those who claim that it was done perhaps in a PDF form, that has also been proven by a number of people to be incorrect. So how do you answer then the evidence?
And what people are you talking about? I don't know of any of them.
Fact
what
check.
I know is
factcheck.org.
An investigator out there in the cold case posse in Arizona who has set forth under oath a 54-page affidavit which states exactly what I'm saying. People have to read that. And you've got books by Jerry Corsi who have proven that. And you've got others that have come forward. There's no one that's come forward.
This as well, but this is from factcheck.org, and I'm looking at their analysis right now, and all the material that I quoted you is what they have. There are also a number of other fact-checking organizations who have also said that it is a real certificate. So how do we then put the two together? Because we have two independent individuals here, a number of them, who say that it is real.
Well, who's factcheck.org, Ed? These people, it's probably some lefty group that comes forward to try to justify something that can't be justified. You know, the reality is this, is that this president has lied repeatedly to the American people. This is not far-fetched anymore. He's lied about Obamacare. He's lied about Benghazi. He's lied about Fast and Furious. He's lied about IRS Gate. He lies about the Middle East and ISIS. He lies about everything. So why would this be far-fetched? And in terms of there having been something published in the Hawaii newspapers at the time he was born, and that was a common practice in Hawaii to do that, to try to justify getting permanent residency or American citizenship. It was common practice. That means nothing. The reality is that the president has failed, and he used the word president loosely because he shouldn't be the president.
Okay, then I'm
failed
going to leave
come
it there for
forward
1
with the original
second.
birth certificate. Where is it?
1 second. Well,
Where is it?
according to the Obama folks, it is at the Obama headquarters in Chicago. Hang on 1 sec. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll answer that as well. Talk a little bit more. Larry Klayman joins us after the break. Welcome back to Midpoint as we question everything with the founder of Judicial Watch and Freedom Watch, Larry Klayman, who joins us once again. Larry, I want to get back to some of the things that you said. I also want to show our audience once again the actual birth certificate that is the Barack Hussein Obama birth certificate here. We have it on a full screen so that people can see it. Your claim earlier was that it said African American on the birth certificate. However, on the certificate where it says race, it says African. It does not say American. So where's the disparity?
Well, so much the better. I don't know which one you're looking at.
We're looking at the
one on our. I took a look at the one on our website that was on the White House website.
Well, we're looking at the one, the certificate of live birth from the state of Hawaii with the Department of Health on it, and actually has all the numbers on it.
Yeah, take a look at it and read the affidavit of Mike Zulu under oath. He's an investigator. He has his reputation on the line. He's worked with a lot of people. And take a look at all the evidence. Just read the petition. It's very, very detailed. People can reach their own conclusion. But the fact that some group called factcheck.org or whatever says this, that means nothing.
Well, but factcheck.org is a pretty good, reliable source that always looks at things from both sides here, and they're used by both Republicans, Democrats, and a number of the media.
Well, they just haven't done the investigation. People don't want to discuss this. Here's why they want to get this is a throwaway issue for conservatives. Conservatives take a hard line in some areas against Obama with regard to Benghazi and IRS gate and everything else. To look like they're magnanimous, all of a sudden he was born in this country. You know, I'll tell you what the litmus test is. This guy acts as if he's Muslim, and he acts as if he has an affinity towards these people. Of course, his father was half Muslim. He, in fact, has been very negative, if not destructive, towards Israel. In my view, he's anti-Semitic.
Why is it that you see him as being acting Muslim? Tell us exactly what that means.
Well, I'll go right through the litany, and you can read some of the things. Number one, he wears a ring. It says, "My only God is Allah." Number two, he canceled the National Day of Prayer a number of years ago in the White House. Instead, feasted Ramadan and endorsed the Ground Zero Mosque. Number three, he told George Stephanopoulos in an interview in 2008 his Muslim heritage. I could go on, and you don't have enough time, Ed. They could take a look at some of the columns that I've written at Freedom Watch.
No, we actually don't, and you're right about that. And there's also, Larry, I need to point out, there's a number of Republicans even, and Republican pundits and people who are elected officials Republican who have discounted this, and even they themselves say it's time to let this pass. This doesn't pass their test. So why is it that so many people on both sides of the aisle say, let's get rid of this, let's walk away from this, it's not worth our time, and why then do you continue to follow it?
You're a good guy. You're a good guy, and you're playing devil's advocate, I know. But
well, I'm just trying to find out why there's such disparities, that's all.
Republicans have no guts. We wouldn't have this guy in office if they had guts, okay? They play the game. They divide the money up with the Democrats in Washington, D.C. The American people are given short shrift. We're given the crumbs. And I'll tell you something. I am a Republican personally, not in my public interest activity, but I'm ashamed of my party for allowing this very destructive president, this evil president, to stay in office. He is destroying this country. And if they had had more guts, he'd be out of there by now, but they have no guts.
Are there not better ways to take care of changing things with the president in office and a certain party in office than to follow up on a document which does not seem to pass the smell test?
Well, we're doing that too, but we're trying everything that we can to get rid of this guy. I mean, legally, with legal means. He's going to destroy this country if he stays in for another 2 years. We're dangerously close right now.
Would you say that the midterms have an opportunity perhaps to derail some of what you believe he's doing?
Who's willing to do it, okay? The American people, I believe in a peaceful revolution using the legal system. But who's going to do it? And you raised a good point with the Republicans. Everybody knows that John Boehner is a toothless tiger that rolls over. Everybody knows the Republican Party. They love to get on Fox News. That's all they love to do. They don't do anything of substance. Government Oversight and Reform Committee has been investigating a number of scandals for years. What have they done?
Larry, let me ask you a question. I only have about a minute left. There are those who would say that you're just seeking publicity by bringing this up again.
You know what? I don't seek publicity that much anymore. I'll tell you, when I was a young guy, just starting as a public interest lawyer, I still think I'm young, but I don't seek publicity. I want to get the job done, and I thank you for putting me on your show. so we can get the word out.
Well, we do want to get the word out, but we want to make sure that the truth gets
PR.
out as
the
well,
country's
Larry.
going under. Were our founding fathers looking for PR? They weren't looking for PR. They were trying to save the colonies.
Well, I don't think they had the internet and broadcast TV at that time as well, so they didn't have quite the chance to get it. I got about 30 seconds left. Will you continue to follow up on this, despite the fact that there's evidence from other sides that it simply is a paper chase?
Well, I will follow up for it, but I take issue with your statement. There's evidence from other sides. Read the petition. There is no evidence from the other side. Zip.
All right, we'll do just that. Larry, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
You're welcome.
Look forward to
God
it next
bless
time.
you.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye.
We do want to point out again that you can check out Larry's website. You can also go to factcheck.org. You can go to Snopes.com. There's a number of websites as well that also have what they believe is the evidence regarding the fact, in their opinion, that this whole chase for a phony birth certificate is simply not worth the time or money. Make your own choice.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.